getting tough on drugs, and we mean business.
There was a multinational, international business, and I was just a little cog in the wheel.
To those who are pushing drugs, we say, beware.
La ciudadanía ya no cree más en las instituciones establecidas.
I used to kid myself that I could be more effective in going after drug traffickers, but the more that I look at it, we're all a pawn in the game.
Give me a ticket for an airplane. Ain't got time to take that fastest train. Lonely days are gone. I'm going home. My baby just wrote me a letter.
Hola mis amigos, hoy me encuentro con el director de la película Kingdom of Shadows, Bernardo Ruiz. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, es un gusto estar contigo aquí.
Gracias por estar aquí en Miami. ¿Cómo te sientes aquí en Miami?
A mí me encanta Miami.
Me alegro, pues, wow. Vamos a empezar con wow. Esta película, qué fuerte. ¿Por qué decides hacer esta película?
Yo había hecho otro documental que se llama Reportero sobre un tema parecido, periodistas bajo amenaza en México. Entonces, pero quería hacer otra película donde podría reunir más voces, más perspectivas, ¿no? Entonces, lo que yo busqué es hacer un retrato del negocio de sombras, del mundo del narco, pero a través de tres personas que tienen experiencias sumamente distintas.
It's very common in Mexico for elected officials to make a major part of their platform overhauling their police force. And with good reason, because the police forces that they inherit are corrupt.
Now, you get very involved in this film, meaning we see a lot of real emotion, a lot of raw emotion from these three different real people, because they're not characters. They're living this day in and day out. How involved did you get with these three people?
I think you hit on kind of the key point there. And in documentary, what we try to do is get very intimate with our characters to understand them. And one of the things that I was so pleased about with these characters who are in the film is that their stories are wilder than any fiction. You know, we're in a moment where you've got Sicario, and you've got Netflix has Narcos, and you know, you've got telenovelas that are too. But you know, all of those stories are fiction. And what's so profound and I think impactful about this story is that all three of these stories are real. These are real people, and their lives, their testimonies kind of tell us what's happened over the last few decades, especially in Mexico, in how the drug business, this business of shadows, has changed over the last 3 decades.
We started hearing from organizations in Mexico that people were being taken. These disappearances were carried out by security forces, by soldiers and police.
De repente, a veces me acuerdo de personas que he visto, como le he dicho, a veces se dan personas inocentes que por uno las lleven.
There is a moment that we see, it's no longer just people being killed, it's people that go missing, desaparecen estas personas, y eso es algo que nosotros no sabíamos. Or for example, me, and I watch all types of things about the current drug war, I guess you can say, pero no sabíamos que tantas personas just go missing on a daily basis. We saw the families of these people. Now, how did you get involved, and do you still talk to some of these people?
You know, the story of the disappearance really started with Sister Consuelo. When I started hearing about her and her very important work in Monterrey, I was fascinated, I was intrigued. I flew down to Monterrey to meet her. She's a very busy woman, she's a very hardworking person, and I wasn't sure if she would even let me film. But I just kept showing up and kept, you know, coming with my crew and filming her. You know, what she does is work with families who've lost their loved ones as they're searching for justice or as they're pushing the state government to investigate what's happened to their loved ones. You know, according to Amnesty International, approximately 26,000 people have disappeared since 2007, where communities have really been devastated by the drug war. But Sister Consuelo is actually starting to get, you know, very interesting results. The ambassador to the UN, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, just flew down to Monterrey to meet with Sister Consuelo because they wanted to honor her work for what she's doing, you know, in human rights.
¿Y crees que va a haber algún cambio después de estar ahí, hacer una película como tal? ¿Crees que va a haber cambio?
Yo creo que cuando se trata del mundo de narco o la violencia que este negocio ha generado, yo creo que nunca habrá un cambio radical de día a noche o noche a día más bien. Pero siento que si es que hay esperanza, está en el trabajo de personas como la hermana Consuelo o otros activistas o periodistas independientes que están empujando la sociedad. Y yo creo que también la sociedad civil ha llegado a un punto donde cuando ya no aguantan más violencia, pero desgraciadamente siguen sucediendo cosas. Entonces, como mostramos en la película un poco, la problemática es bastante complejo y realmente tenemos que empezar a hablar de cómo podemos reducir daño de ambos lados de la frontera.
O personas como tú que también pueden hacer películas como tal. Así que buen trabajo.
Muchas gracias. Seguimos intentando, investigando y haciendo trabajo sobre
Es lo que hace después de que tortura y de que mata a la gente. Bueno, pues trata de desintegrar y de borrar cualquier evidencia que nos permitiera llegar a la verdad.
Con una yoga de 20 litros de diésel te desapareces de este mundo.
Se llevaron a muchísima gente. Nos parece que era una manera de crear terror. Y lo lograron.
¡Porque vivas en los